Hey there and welcome. Today we're going to talk about that big chunk of code that your favorite AI tool generates for you. And the goal isn't just to understand it, it's to take control of it. So let's jump right in.
So, does this sound familiar? You use an AI, it builds you something that looks pretty cool, but the second you want to change one little thing, like a word or a color, you hit a wall. You're just stuck. If that's you, I promise you are not alone. It's a super common place to get stuck.
And that right there, that's the core of the problem. When we don't speak the basic language that the AI is using, we're kind of stuck depending on it, right? We're at the mercy of whatever it gives us first, and we can't really steer it toward what we actually have in our heads.
And that's what I like to call the AI dependency trap. But look, don't worry. Getting out of this trap doesn't mean you need to go become some coding genius or get a computer science degree. Our goal today is way simpler and honestly, a lot more powerful. Okay, so let's be super clear about what we're doing here. Our goal is not to turn you into a professional coder. We're not talking about learning entire languages or building things from scratch. No way. The goal is just to understand the absolute basics so that you can edit, you can customize, and most importantly, you can remove that fear of touching the code. It's all about empowerment. So, how do we actually do this? How do we break out of that trap? Well, the secret is actually way simpler than you might think. Turns out, every single website you have ever visited, from the biggest to the smallest, is built using just 3 basic building blocks.
All right, first up, we have HTML. I want you to think of this like the skeleton of a web page. It's the bones. It defines all the core stuff on the page, the text, the headlines, the buttons. It gives the whole thing its fundamental structure.
Okay, so if HTML is the skeleton, what's next? That's CSS. Think of CSS as the clothes, the hairstyle, the appearance. It controls all the visual stuff, the colors, the fonts, how things are laid out. It's what makes a website go from boring to beautiful.
And the final piece of the puzzle is JavaScript, or JS for short. This is the brain of the whole operation. It controls all the actions and the logic. So when you click a button and something cool happens, like a menu pops up, that's the brain, that's JavaScript making it happen.
So let's just put that all together nice and simple. The HTML is the skeleton, the CSS is the clothes, and the JavaScript is the brain. Structure, design, function. Seriously, that's it. That is the DNA of every single website out there. Okay, so that's the theory, right? It sounds simple enough, but what does this actually look like when an AI spits out some code? Let's take a look and translate it into plain English. Let's say you ask your AI for something super simple, a prompt you've probably used before. You just want a basic page, right? A heading, a button, and a nice background color. The AI is going to take that and generate code using those 3 building blocks we just talked about.
So first thing the AI does, it builds the skeleton. It generates the HTML. This part of the code defines the content, the actual words in your heading, the fact that a button exists at all. So here's your takeaway. Want to change the words on the page? You're looking for the HTML.
All right, next up, the AI grabs its paintbrush. It writes the CSS. This is where it sets the design rules, like making the background a certain color. It's putting the clothes on the skeleton. The simple rule here, if you want to change how something looks, its color, its size, its position, you're looking for the CSS. And last but not least, the AI adds the brains, the JavaScript. This is the part that says, hey, when someone clicks that button, I want this to happen. It makes the page do stuff. So, you guessed it. If you want to change what something does, that's a job for JavaScript. See what just happened? Once you can spot those 3 parts, everything changes. You're not just a passive observer anymore, hoping the AI gets it right. You're not a passenger, you're in control. Let's see how this all comes together in a really simple workflow. Let's call this the pro workflow. And it's so simple. 1, you copy the code. 2, you run it and see what it does. 3, you identify the parts, skeleton, clothes, brain. And 4, you go back to the AI and tell it specifically what to change. You're not just giving an order, you're actually collaborating. And this is the payoff. You go from a vague prompt like, make me a portfolio and just hoping for the best, to a precise, pro-level command. In this code, change the HTML heading to say my work. And in the CSS, make the button color red. Now that is the difference between being dependent and being in control. It's night and day. So what does this actually unlock for you? Well, pretty much everything. Suddenly, you can edit your own portfolio.
You can customize projects as you go. You can fix those little visual things that are annoying you without having to start all over. It's about gaining the confidence to make these amazing tools truly work for you.
And I really want to emphasize this point because it's the most important one. So often, the biggest thing holding us back is just the fear of the code itself. But you don't need to memorize anything. You just need to remember that simple analogy: skeleton, clothes, and brain. That's really all you need. So, what's the big picture here? What have we learned? It's that by just understanding 3 super simple concepts, you can fundamentally change your relationship with AI. You can go from feeling dependent to feeling like you have real creative control. This slide says it all. This is the winning formula. It's your basic understanding on one side and the AI's incredible power to generate code on the other. When you put those two together, that's when you get powerful, real customization. You get exactly what you want. So let's end with this thought. The fear is gone. The mystery is solved. The building blocks are clear. You're in the driver's seat now. You have control. The only question left is, what are you gonna create?